Now we are up to the grand finale. The grand finale is the last breakup that you will ever have with a narcissist. It is the end, after you've ridden this wave of being idealized, devalued, discarded, and hoovered back in several times. It is bigger and more extreme than any other breakup that you've had thus far, and it really lives up to its name. As the Narcissist Support Channel puts it, it is like living the climax of a Lifetime movie. So keep in mind that if you have a mutual breakup where the both of you decide to go your own separate ways, but you keep things sort of civil, that is not the grand finale. If the breakup is civil, you will be placed back in the mental warehouse, because the narcissist sort of views this as an invitation to hoover you back in at a later date, to use you for a favor somewhere down the road. Once you experience the grand finale, however, that guarantees the end of everything. So remember, the narcissist wears two masks. One mask is this charismatic, charming, likable person, and the other one is the sad, sensitive child that you wanted to take care of. Those masks completely slip off. The narcissist knows the game is over. He knows he can't charm his way out of this. He knows he has sucked you dry. He knows that you won't put up with him anymore. But more than that, he knows that the narcissistic supply from you has officially run its course, and he just doesn't want it anymore. It just does nothing to feed his ego. Under those two masks, you will finally see the real evil person. All the lies, all the cheating, everything that you didn't know before, it finally comes to the surface. You might have experienced bad breakups before with your narcissist, but nothing will top this one. Each time I broke up with Robert, he always appeared to be very apologetic, always telling me that he's sorry for how he acts and he doesn't want to hurt me. And he feels very badly that things can't just go more smoothly with us. And because he always said that, it sort of set the stage for him to successfully rope me back in each time. He sounded very sincere. He sounded like he really wanted to change. This last time was different. So I'll tell you the story of how we broke up for the final time. It was the weekend after Thanksgiving. We had gone to a movie with some friends, and I thought we had a pretty great time. And the next morning we did our regular Sunday routine. We got breakfast, we went grocery shopping, and in the car on the way home, he just looked very blank and very kind of bored. So I asked him if he's okay. And he thought for a moment, and he said, "Yeah, I was just thinking, being with you, it's not great anymore. It's just okay. I'm content, but I want to be super happy. I want to be excited." And I was really shocked, because I thought that a week before at his family's Thanksgiving dinner, he seemed very happy, and he appeared to just have a really fun time with me. I later realized that it was all an act. He just wanted to show his family what a great boyfriend he is. Now you have to understand, a narcissist needs super, super high levels of stimulation at all times. This goes for both cerebral and somatic. I would say more on the somatic end of the spectrum, though. They always seek the thrill of cheating and gaining new sources of supply to keep them interested. They're like hyperactive children, and these children get very bored. They constantly need thrill, excitement, and drama. And I'm going to make a note of that because I want to do a video on that topic very soon. The feeling that people get when they get comfortable with each other in a long-term relationship and the intimacy that people develop, the narcissist doesn't like that. They don't form strong emotional bonds with people. Sam Vadkin says, it's like you forming a strong bond with your TV set. You can't, because these are inanimate objects. The narcissist views people the same way. All they know is the thrill of securing new supply. Intimate, comfortable adult relationships aren't something that they can understand. I realize this all now, but at the time I really didn't understand it. So I was very shocked and I was very hurt by what he said. So I said, okay, maybe we should just finally call it quits, and we should just go our separate ways. We had a long hug. I cried a lot, and he seemed very sad, but still very disconnected. But he had a very hard time connecting with his own emotions anyway, so I understood. We agreed that since we had known each other for a very long time, we would still be there for each other, if either of us needed anything. And we would just both try to be okay. So the next day, I was talking to a friend of mine about how sad I was, and how much I would miss him, and how unfortunate it is that my 5.5-year relationship has just ended. So I texted Rob. I said, "Hey, I know it's only been a day, but I already miss you." And he replied, "I was doing just fine without you, but you ruined my night by contacting me." And for the rest of the evening, he texted me the most horrible things about how I held him back in life, that I didn't allow him to be independent, that I molded him into a scared, needy, anxious person, and that I made him feel stupid and insecure, that everything was my fault. And these are the qualities that he always had, but he needed somebody to blame. So I was hurt, and I was aggravated that he felt it was my fault. I was insulted that I reached out to him to express how I was feeling, that I was missing him, and he just bombarded me with the most, horrible, outrageous statements. And that's exactly what he wanted. Just like he felt that I ruined his night, he wanted to ruin mine. Now my friend said to me, "Don't be sad, he's really terrible to you." And she showed me his Facebook. Now, I took him off my Facebook a long time ago because I know that when he's upset, he goes crazy and posts all kinds of wacky things. So I was kind of tired of seeing that stuff anyway. So she showed me what he was up to, and he was posting photographs of other girls, asking, "Where can I find a girl this beautiful? Can anyone hook me up?" Asking any single girls to come hang out. He was writing hurtful things and stuff about finding the ideal girlfriend. "I hate relationships, they're for weak people," all this stuff. So I texted him. I said, "Hey, I feel really disrespected by all the stuff you wrote. I said I would never publicly embarrass or hurt you." And then he said, "I don't care that I hurt you." And that was it right there. That was the mask slipping. I finally saw his true colors. I saw a person who I gave everything to, and I was there for him. I did whatever he wanted. And this was unlike all the other breakups. There was no sadness. There were no excuses. There were no cute photos of us. There were no puppy dog eyes. There were no apologies. In the several breakups that we had, he would post very sad things about losing love and missing me, but not this time. This time he said, "I don't care." And that's when I knew it was really over. He finally realized that I was on to him. He knew I wasn't going to play anymore. He knew that I gave him everything I could, and I didn't serve a purpose anymore for him. Everyone's grand finale will be different, but the one thing that they'll all have in common is that they will feel final. There will be no glimmer of hope that they'll change. You'll see the mask slip, but you will not be hoovered again. They just finally realize it's over, and they'll discard you. Well, now that I've gone over the entire relationship cycle, my next group of videos will be more detailed and more in-depth into what goes on during and after the relationship. I probably have 7 or something like that I wrote down already. There could be more. So stay tuned, and I'll try to record another video in a few days.